Hello there. We're officially halfway through 2023, considering months, not days. But I count the first 6 months as over, being past the halfway mark of the year. And the last 2 weeks for me have been quite tiresome. I've been doing a lot of work and working on my business and personal relations. It's been tough, but I'm very happy with how the past 2 weeks have been going. For example, I have, of course, my marathon to train for, which is going well, and I know what I can do in my training and what I shouldn't do in my training. My workouts are going consistent as always, and they're getting a little tougher. I also set a new pull-up record. Mm, I was not too happy in my personal life, but I know where it comes from, and I know where I can work on it. I visit a potential home for myself, and it opened me up to some new ideas. Reading has been going well, more so the listening to audiobooks rather than physical reading. And also, I had some trouble with epilepsy also in the past 2 weeks. And I want to get into the details of the past 2 weeks related to my goals. So first of all, I want to highlight a hidden column for the past videos, which is having my own place to live as being a goal for 2023. And also want to quickly visit all my goals for 2023. I want to run 1,000 kilometers, do 24,000 pull-ups, 42,000 push-ups, start my own business, have my own place to live, read 42 books, either listening on audiobooks and repetitions count, and I want to love and focus on love every day. So my own place to live, let's start off there. I was invited for a home visit, like I could rent a place and it would be my entire home. It would fit all my needs. And I was invited there on the 21st of June. And I brought my parents with me and my sister-in-law. And I was very excited to visit that place, and I was like, "Well, yeah, this would fit all my needs. I can't wait to move in." But I'm happy I brought those people along with me because they asked some critical questions and helped me see what I couldn't see at the time. And yeah, within half an hour, I completely changed my mind about having that place because there was a lot of work to be done, and I wouldn't necessarily need it that much. It would give me some degree of freedom, but I would be working on my own home for at least a year to make it a little bit decent. Everywhere there were traces of a inside smoker, and I'm heavily against smoking. Well, not so much the suits, but people smoking cigarettes, especially indoors. And it completely changed my paradigm about having my own place to live, at least that place. Yeah, I wouldn't be happy in that place. And also, I noticed that I got a headache from just the smell, even though I can't smell a lot from having long COVID. I noticed some kind of headache, either from the stress or also from the smoking signs that were there. Yeah, I couldn't accept that place. And it opened me up to a new idea, which is to get my own Tesla instead. And if you know me a little bit, you know that I cannot shut up about Tesla. And having my own car would be amazing. And normally I would be conservative with my money and invested in Tesla stock. But also I considered, hey, having my own Tesla would also give me a pretty big degree of freedom. I could travel wherever I want with little marginal costs. And I would enjoy it so much, man. Having my own Tesla, it's of course a dream of mine. But it would need to make sense financially. And since I'm not so much more in a rush to find my own place to live, I strongly consider it. And yeah, people at work help me with the potential choices I can make with a Tesla and maintenance and stuff. So that helps as well. So maybe I will change this goal of mine of having my own place to live in 2023 as having my own Tesla in 2023. We'll see. Okay, so let's focus on the running. And the past 2 weeks I've run, let's say, 53.5 kilometers, of which roughly half at least was done in a 10 kilo vest. And also on the days I do a 10 kilo run, I also do my workouts wearing a 10 kilo vest. So my training schedule is going well for the marathon. And my pull-ups and push-ups come in second place in regards to that. Today I should have run 16 kilometers, but yesterday I played some football and it completely messed me up with pains and injuries here and there. And I'm invited for a soccer day next week, but I declined today, and it just doesn't fit my training schedule and gives me pain everywhere, and I can't risk a potential injury as well. So I want to completely focus on my 10 kilo marathon and give it my all. I'll be there cheering them on and have a good time, but I won't be playing football. My pull-ups, of course, one of my favorite goals for 2023, inspired by Lex Friedman to do 24,000 pull-ups in 2023, just like him. And so far I'm at 80.2 pull-ups per day on average, including the ones with a 10 kilo vest, where I should be at like roughly 66 pull-ups per day on average. And the past 2 weeks I've declined a little bit in my average. I'm at an average of 70 per day, mainly because of my busy days and also with more 10 kilo vest running. Yeah, of course I will do less pull-ups on average that day. As you can see, plenty of times where I was below average. Doesn't matter. The end goal is of course 24,000 pull-ups, but the real end goal is that it should help me. It should not restrain me. And I improvise it, do what feels good, and also sometimes do what not feels so good at the time, but I know is the right thing to do. And my push-ups, of course, they're easy in proportion to that. Doesn't really matter that much. And also in the past 2 weeks, I got several compliments from different kinds of people, from family, from friends, that hey, they noticed that I'm changing. My body is looking good these days, and I know. Who would have thought that like working on your body gives you a nice body? Um, Aside from that, I've put some stuff in my business tab, mainly skills and lessons I've learned from the past 2 weeks, which I don't want to forget. So I log them in this sheet, of course. And it's been tough, but it's been good for my development. Reading has been going okay. Listening to audiobooks is a great way to get some reading done while doing my running, while doing my workouts. And as for love, of course, the 21st of June, I shared my Ironman Day history, mainly on Instagram. It's about that I played RuneScape intensively in the past and that I maxed it out on an Ironman on the 21st of June 2017. And I was always a little bit ashamed of playing RuneScape, but now I just own it. And I'm not ashamed of it anymore. And also that day I set a 24 pull-up record, beating my previous record by +2. I had a weekend with friends. Yeah, it was fun at the start, but at the second day I was a little bit disappointed in the leadership of the weekend. where we were going out clubbing that night. Two of the leaders just decided to drive off, where they're leaving the rest walking to the place for like 45 minutes with like no plan shared at all. So someone else of the leadership group stepped up and shared the kind of idea what we were supposed to do. And later that night, someone in our group of 30, 40 people wanted to go home. So they left entirely alone into the forest, going back to our places where we were sleeping without telling anyone. And suddenly in the group app, they shared that they were kind of lost and needed help. And those leaders who left off earlier that evening came with a response that I was just flabbergasted by. They said something like, "Yeah, make sure you come back to the cafe where we're currently at, and we'll see you then." And I looked at a friend of mine and thought, like, wow, how can this be your response? Someone is in need of help, is lost and probably scared. We should go look for that person and not say like, hey, get back in some way or another by your own means. No, we have to look for that person. So that got me very pissed off, and I did not enjoy the rest of the evening. We brought that person back to the cafe, all safely, nothing to worry about there. But I did not enjoy the rest of the weekend. We were supposed to have, yeah, a lot of fun. Oh well. Later that week, I organized a party with the same group of friends, and it was a good night. It was group preparation, good ideas. We were very excited to host that party, and it turned out great. So it made up for it, at least a little. In my case, yeah, no hard feelings at all. Also, I shared some books with my brother, and I saw some of the stuff that he could use in his own personal life for him to benefit from it, and for his entire social circle to benefit from it. And I'm wondering if he'll purchase the book I recommended. And also, today I was just invited by some friends who were recording a DJ set at some random location for an outsider. But wow, that was just such a chill vibe. Just the four of us, yeah, mixing their own mixtape for promotional material. And it was good seeing them again. It left me with a very satisfied feeling for the weekend. Aside from that, yeah, again, instead of renting my own home, I'm very excited about getting my own Tesla potentially. And it's more a question of how I will finance it and not if I can finance it. We're halfway through 2020, we are halfway through 2023. My goals are going well according to schedule. And yeah, it helps to pick the start of the year as your starting point, of course, because that makes it a little bit more tangible. But it's an arbitrary date to start at the 1st of January 2023. If you feel like something in your life should be done and you can start at any time, the best time to start is right now. Or basically any time, but that makes it anytime makes it now, of course, because if you put it off and are lazy, are slacking off, and don't start now, you will regret it later, and you won't regret starting now. I'm sure of it. It takes some time to develop some habits and get through the initial pain, but you know that there will be benefits at the other side of the pain, and I want you to encourage to look for it rather than restrain yourself and beat yourself up over it. Make your own goals and stick to them. I love you, dear stranger.